Mary Wood is a lifelong city resident and a mom of three who are fourth generation South Salt Lake residents. She was elected as South Salt Lake's first female mayor in 2009. She is currently serving in her fourth term as mayor of the city of South Salt Lake. Mayor Wood leads with integrity and compassion. What she seeks for her own children and family, she seeks for all residents in this great community of South Salt Lake, and we are all so grateful for that. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our mayor who's our mayor on the move from the city on the move, Mayor Sheree Wood.
Wow, I feel like the luckiest lady around. All these amazing people that I get to work with every day. So good evening. It's so amazing to be with you here this night. I appreciate all the purple that I see out there, and I love all the green because we did this on St. Patrick's Day. So thank you. Thank you to Rick Taggart, our MC for the evening, the Taggart's Legacy Business here in South Salt Lake, and we appreciate their strong presence in our community. Thank you to Fire Chief Addison. Thank you for leading the pledge, and thank you to our Joint Police and Fire Honor Guard for seeing that the colors are posted with distinction. Thank you to city employees Edward Lopez and Ben Keller for sharing your musical talents with us, and to Michaela Alifua for our land acknowledgement. Thank you to council members that are here with us tonight. Will you please stand so we can recognize you? Leanne Huff, Corey Thomas, Charlotte Bynum, Nick Mitchell, and Ray DeWolf. Thank you. We are also joined tonight by some of our Rockstar employees. These employees shine in their departments and specialties. Supporting our city and providing top-notch services takes a skilled team. Thank you, Rockstars, for taking pride in serving our community. Will our Rockstars please rise? Come on, you guys. And I may be a mother of three, but my oldest son now lives in Tacoma, and he sends his best wishes here. And my middle son is working this evening at the University of Utah. But my youngest son, who was 2 years old when I started this gig, is here with us tonight. Jax, will you please stand? He has shared his mom with this city for all of his years that he can really remember, and he has been a great sport about it. We have some dignitaries with us this evening, several hardworking local dignitaries. We have State Representative Sahara Hayes, Granite School District Superintendent Benjamin Horsley, Granite School Board Member Clark Nelson, Utah International School Principal Usha Nara, Moss Elementary Principal Lindsay Adams, and Lincoln Elementary Principal Milton Collins. Thank you for your passion and dedication to South Salt Lake. I'm grateful to once again be in our beautiful and historic South Salt Lake Community Center that represents some of the best things about South Salt Lake. Every week, seniors, youth, young adults, and families come here to learn, play, dance, work, socialize, and connect. For those of you who came in the east entrance, you passed our Community Opportunity Center, Co-op for short. In just the third year of operation, the Co-op has been instrumental in creating an amazing suite of cradle-to-career resources that address the full spectrum of needs at various stages of life. I'm proud to announce that after 13 years, we have completed our cradle-to-career pipeline. 2025 brings us the final piece, which is our Baby and You program. This program invites caregivers to attend a 9-session program to learn about child development and build confidence to support their child's individual needs. And for families that complete all 9 weeks of the program, they will receive a $500 My 529 college savings account, because we know children with as low as $500 in a college savings account, 4 times more likely to graduate from college. We are starting early to set up even our youngest residents for success. And that's just one of the many programs found here. Each week, young adults are increasing their earning power with Westminster's Business Certification Series, which is going on right now tonight. Other adult learners are getting their CNA or nursing assistant certification through a partnership with Proxima Healthcare. And residents of all ages are learning critical financial literacy skills thanks to our partnership with Mountain America Credit Union. Take a look at the co-op schedule to see all the ways we're supporting our residents and where you can participate. Before we get too far into the program, I want to acknowledge that this state of the city feels very different than previous years. And I know that 2025 feels very different for many of our residents. I've talked to members of our community who feel extremely vulnerable, who fear for their safety and the safety of their families and friends. I've talked with neighbors who are worried about the future of their jobs and their children's education. We have seniors who are concerned about the future of Medicare, Medicaid, and even Social Security, and families who are in their homes that are too small and too expensive, but are without affordable options. So while previous State of the City addresses have focused much on the future, this year I want to focus on the now. 2025 is a year of activating the departments and social infrastructure we've created over the last 15 years to support people today. Because when the world is unpredictable, South Salt Lake needs to be a place of refuge, a community of solutions, a city of kindness. So tonight, if there's one thing I'd like you to take away from our time together, it's this. South Salt Lake will continue to fight for you. We will continue to innovate, partner, and take action to address the challenges we're facing today. So let's talk about how our city is positioned to best serve residents over the next year. We'll begin with Promise. After more than 15 years, I'm still surprised how many residents aren't aware of the depth and breadth of this amazing department. Leaders from all over the country come here to our small but mighty city to see how we're accomplishing such incredible things. And I recently went to New York City, where I served as a panelist at a National League of Cities and Towns event, sharing the Promise story with other mayors from around the country. People are taking notice of the great things happening in South Salt Lake and our approach to supporting all of our residents. Our Promise department and the social infrastructure it provides are more important than ever. I've already talked a bit about the Promise offering at our co-op, but here are a few more examples of Promise programming that happens every day. In 2023, Promise hired a low to moderate income housing navigator to support eligible home seekers in navigating the home buying process. Rebecca Young works with families and individuals to find and secure affordable housing. She also works with our family liaisons to assist with complex housing issues like this one. Last spring, the city became aware of a senior in our community who was living in a home without a functioning water system. Due to the cost of repairs, they were at risk of being displaced. Rebecca identified a critical home repair program that the state was running with COVID relief funds. She obtained a $20,000 grant to replace the pipes and allow this resident to stay in their home. Since then, the state has discontinued that program, but Promise has joined forces with Habitat for Humanity to offer zero-interest loans to residents with these kinds of serious needs, because we all know that it's easier to keep someone housed than to find housing after the fact. That's just one example of the stability we're creating through Promise. Our resource pantry at historic Scott School is another service that is in high demand. Promise staff support the pantry with our partner Mosaic Interfaith Ministries, and with help from the Utah Food Bank, each month the pantry serves hundreds of residents with either immediate food needs or by helping them make connections to other resources and programs. We also work with Mosaic to offer a mobile pantry at Central Park 3 days a week that provides fresh produce and perishable items, often out of reach. We now have 3 Promise family liaisons who serve as the frontline staff working with families from a variety of backgrounds to connect them to social services and resources. They build individual and community capacity by increasing knowledge and self-sufficiency through a range of activities. One of our family liaisons, Anna Garcia, started parent cafes. This has become a valuable resource for our families to connect and collaborate. And what about healthcare? Through partnerships with the Wellness Bus and Midtown Community Health Center, our residents have access to free and affordable healthcare programs that improve their health and quality of life. Finally, Promise South Salt Lake's youth programs are perhaps the most well-known of the Promise programs, and deservedly so. These are nationally recognized youth programs that focus on the community's youngest residents, providing high-quality after-school and summer programs to more than 2,000 youth in grades K through 12. Our citywide system of after-school locations ensures that our youth receive the same high-quality services across all of our programs year-round. The programs are supported by staff trained in best practices, college mentors, volunteers, and programming partners. Each day includes a snack and dinner, homework helper tutoring, and enrichment activities. Our youth are participating in cooking, service learning, sports, music, photography, chess, robotics, college and career prep. Notably, some of our Granite Park youth are participating in an upcoming performance of Shrek the Musical, March 26th through the 28th. And we got a sneak peek of their rehearsal, and it was pretty fun. And while there are many metrics for success, one of the most compelling is the fact that since we began tracking in 2012, South Salt Lake has seen an 85% decrease in juvenile arrests during after-school hours. You heard that right. Our youth are staying out of trouble because we are keeping them busy and programming with quality mentors. This shows what can happen when our police, our schools, and our programming partners come together to provide safety and structure for youth to build positive relationships. You'll hear more about some of the individuals in our awards segment. These programs and others are building capacity and self-sufficiency in our community. As you may know, we have historically funded 86% of Promise through philanthropic, government, and nonprofit grants and partnerships. This year, some of those funds are at risk, so we're watching carefully to assess the future and ensure that we can continue to promise all residents a life of health and opportunity. Promise isn't the only city department that is innovating to better serve residents. Our community and economic development team is truly reaching new heights in our downtown area. We're working alongside local developer Brandon Blazer, who is building a high-quality mixed-use development with a focus on local businesses and larger housing units to serve our families. One Burton is set to open this summer with 180 units and 7,000 square feet of retail space, emphasizing high-quality design, walkability, and public transit access. Meanwhile, Blocks Ventures is bringing Greenway Blocks on 300 West with over 200 units on 4 acres. This development will be built in phases, including enhancements to Parley's Trail, retail and event programming space, and green spaces with trails next to a waterway. And a little further south, the Monroe Townhomes will offer 56 units available for purchase, including 19 live-work units facing 3900 South. The city is also breaking ground on a new public works campus later this summer on a site near our iconic water tower. This will benefit the community by ensuring that our equipment and public works staff are safe, secure, and ready for any emergency response. It will also provide needed efficiency by bringing all of our public works employees together under one roof. And perhaps one of the most exciting things we're doing to reach new heights is the preservation and restoration of our most famous landmark, the South Salt Lake Water Tower. I can't tell you how many people have asked me, when are we going to repaint the tower? And it's finally in the works. Our neighborhoods team hired the city's first mobility planner to ensure that our transportation system is safe, accessible, and inclusive for all. Carl Osterberg, our new planner, is looking to maximize the amazing transportation elements we have in place, like major freeways and transit lines, while identifying gaps in paths, trails, and other connections to those mobility options. Carl is also working to make our streets safer and assessing additional traffic calming measures we can implement. And just to sweeten the deal, our team obtained a $400,000 grant for safety planning in our city. Our police department's homeless resource officers continue to excel at serving our unhoused population and reducing impacts to residents. This past year, our team acquired DOJ grant funds to take an innovative approach to meeting the needs of those experiencing homelessness. With the establishment of a trauma-informed community court service, this allows clients of the Pamela Atkinson Resource Center to attend virtual hearings and resolve legal barriers that are keeping individuals from accessing housing, employment, benefits, and other resource needs. While they've mentioned several exciting housing projects, affordable housing still remains one of our greatest challenges. Communities across the country are grappling with a significant lack of affordable housing options for their residents, and South Salt Lake is no different. In Utah alone, there is a deficit of 44,000 housing units. Access to affordable housing is essential to quality of life. It provides stability, security, and even supports better health outcomes. Last year, our community and economic development team took a deep dive into our housing situation, and here's what we found. The vast majority of South Salt Lake housing is renter occupied. In fact, 54% of our housing is apartments, and nearly 75% of all of rental units are 1 and 2 bedroom units, which do not support growing families. In our single family neighborhoods, we have an aging inventory of housing stock. In fact, the average age of a single family home in South Salt Lake is 60 years old, which means there are a large number of homes in need of renovation. So where does that leave the residents? Well, with few opportunities for ownership, often burdensome rents, a lack of housing options large enough for growing families, and a lack of stability needed for quality of life. But there are things we can do. We can incentivize development of for-sale housing through zoning, especially in the areas around our transit corridors. We are limiting short-term rentals in our residential neighborhoods where they don't make sense. In fact, we did this just last week and expect the change will encourage more for sale and limit the negative impacts of short-term rentals on our residents. We offer a critical home repair program for low-income residents that improves our neighborhoods. And through the Housing Transit Reinvestment Zone, or HTRZ, we will guide development and add density near transit in our downtown where it makes sense. A minimum of 12.5% of the units downtown will be restricted to low-income households. And we've hired Steve Lyon as our new housing expert to manage this massive project. I hope you'll agree that creating and supporting stable neighborhoods is one of the most important things we can do as a city, as it will be a major focus in the coming years. As the city enters budget season, I believe that we need to invest in these critical and core services that support our residents and create a strong community. I also believe that we need to amplify our role as the city of kindness. There could not be a better time for our partnership with the Simnani Family Foundation and their One Kind Act a Day initiative. Last week, I proclaimed the city of South Salt Lake as a city of kindness. Could I ask Curtis Bennett and his team to please stand? Through this collaboration, we will inspire daily acts of kindness, recognizing their transformative power, and encouraging our employees and our residents alike to spend a few minutes a day on kindness. It can be something as simple as sharing a positive thought on social media, complimenting someone or writing a thank you note to someone who has helped you. It could be clearing your sidewalks or checking on an elderly neighborhood. Or volunteering at a city event. It doesn't matter how big or small the act, kindness strengthens our bonds and fosters inclusivity. So pick up a yard sign on your way out and let everyone know that we are a city of kindness. So this is where I usually give you a big list of all of our accomplishments. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. So we need to keep celebrating all the cool things that we're doing as a community. So I've asked my staff to put together a short reel of the 2024 highlights. Let's take a look. Thank you to the amazing staff that I get the opportunity to work with every day. This is not anything I ever could do on my own. So I am blessed to work with a very talented group of individuals. But now we get on to our favorite part of the state of the city and my favorite part, because this is not all about me. It's about all the people that make South Salt Lake amazing. So we're going to start off with our first award. Goes to a family whose core values are described as service, love, and connection. The Legacy Family of the Year is the Dustin family. Michael and Jennifer Dustin have lived in South Salt Lake for over 20 years, raising their 4 children and instilling the values handed down to them, and now making 3 generations, but I heard it's like 6 generations really in the hallway before tonight as we were visiting. So 6 generations of the Dustin family in South Salt Lake. Abby, Daniel, and Emily all served on the South Salt Lake Youth City Council and Youth County Council. Growing up, their parents encouraged them to participate in civics, to help those in need, respect the diverse backgrounds and cultures of others, and to understand that wealth is not measured by material possession, but by the love and bonds we create with family, friends, and community. The Dustin family values have touched many in South Salt Lake and beyond, and our community is a stronger place because of them. Let's give a round of applause to the 2025 Legacy Family of the Year, the Dustin family. Always fun to drop off the awards. I caught the youngest Dustin family member at the door, and I said, "Are your parents home?" And he's like, "Yes." And I said, "Will you give this to them?" He's like, "Yes." It's good to see you again. Up next is our Citizen of the Year. She is known as a wife, mother, grandmother, and civically engaged member of our community. In the event you miss her signature red shoes, you likely will see the purple she rocks in her hair. I'm delighted to present our Citizen of the Year to Leslie Jones. In her retirement, Leslie and her husband Irvin sought out a community where they could get involved. They found South Salt Lake and quickly planted roots. Over the years, she found a great love for the city as she became increasingly more involved, serving on the Planning Commission and the county board. Loving her time at the city, Leslie started helping organize events, which led to her part-time employment with the city for nearly a decade. Leslie played an essential role in organizing smaller city office events, but also bigger events like the 4th of July Parade, the Arts Council Mural Fest, and Craftoberfest, and also played a role in State of the City, so we have missed her. Leslie retired for the second time 2 years ago, but still frequently stops by City Hall to say hi and show support for the city she loves. She's a true community leader, and we honor her dedication and contributions to South Salt Lake over the many years. I'm proud to present our Citizen of the Year, Leslie Jones. Teacher of the Year is one of my favorite awards to present because we can never praise our teachers enough for their hard work and hard and wonderful work. Youth education is a passion of mine and also for Jaylee Meekum. Miss Meekum is the STEAM specialist at Moss Elementary, where she gives all students at the school individual treatment to meet them where their interests are. Not only does she work hard to meet curriculum standards, she invests a significant amount of time in after-school activities, notably in coaching Lego League. Didn't have that around when I was little. Jaylee plays a big part in the Promise After School program at Moss Elementary, helping ensure not only the success of the program, but in the future success of all the students she teaches. Let's give it up for the Roadrunners and for Jaylee Meekum, our South Salt Lake Teacher of the Year. All right. For the next award, I would like to welcome up two outgoing youth who have proven to be more than just friends to their peers at the Utah International Charter School. Manaz Mohammadi, so sorry, and Najmo Osman have proven to be superstars and are young leaders of the year for their many contributions. Manaz and Najmo are leaders in the She Tech Club at their school, also not around when I was little. She Tech is a national STEM program by the Women Tech Council, which engages and inspires high school girls into STEM degrees and successful careers. Students in the She Tech also attend concurrent classes at Salt Lake Community College during the program. These two young leaders have helped ensure the success of She Tech by attracting fellow student participants and creating excitement for the program. Thank you for your hard work and dedication, Manaz and Najmo. Your future is bright and you deserve to shine as our Young Leaders of the Year. Our next award goes to an organization whose core values are described as engagement, support, and empowerment. The Legacy Partner of the Year is Dry Creek Charity. In 2012, Dry Creek Charity began partnering with Promise South Salt Lake. They offer funding opportunities to support a wide range of after-school programs for our youth. These grants have enabled new Promise programs such as art, game design, STEM exploration, culture club, gardening, cooking, and much, much more. Most popular are the cooking clubs, which led to the creation of the Great Summer Cook-Off, which is a friendly, it says on my notes, it's a friendly competition, but it is something amazing to watch at one of our culinary kitchens here, and I always get to be an honorary judge, but they have the clock ticking down, and the kids are like preparing all of these amazing foods, and I have never eaten such delicious food that I would never have an opportunity to eat anywhere else. So just thank you for that. That's been such a great thing that we do every summer. Dry Creek's charity's commitment to keeping kids safe, learning, and engaged has been invaluable. Let's give a round of applause to our Legacy Partner of the Year, Dry Creek Charity. I would like to ask Bill Krim with United Way to come to the podium as he will be presenting our next award.
Thank you, Mayor. I love that United Way and the Promise Partnership of Utah get to be part of this event because it reminds me what's possible when you have an amazing leader and a bunch of incredible community members and partners who come together to make truly incredible things happen. So I get to announce the Promise South Salt Lake Partner of the Year Award. And this award goes to a couple that has quietly made a significant impact in South Salt Lake and on its youth. The Promise South Salt Lake Partner of the Year is Mark and Kathy Miller. Mark and Kathy Miller have been steadfast supporters of South Salt Lake for many years. Their personal commitment of time, resources, and expertise to foster educational excellence and opportunity is truly unique. We have another partner who named a type of engagement full contact philanthropy. When Mark and Kathy think about being involved, they think about literally every kid that they can connect with, that they can impact. Their personal time connecting with kids is truly, truly inspiring. This is something that that comes from the heart and that is felt deeply. And I've seen them and the emotion that stirs within them when they connect with kids in South Salt Lake. And I could tell you hours of stories, but I won't. Don't be afraid. I do want to tell you one example, something they started last summer. They have a particular passion for math. They recognize its importance. They have started and inspired many math interventions in many places and continue to work to make sure that every child can be proficient in math. Last summer, they started a Math Boost program using a software program called iReady at Granite Park Junior High for incoming seventh graders. And in less or about 6 weeks, the average student proficiency gain was more than a year. The success of this program and everything else that they have enabled and supported is absolutely amazing. And Math Boost will continue and expand. Promise South Salt Lake is deeply grateful for the Millers' visionary and relentless efforts to empower our youth. I'm deeply grateful to know them and to follow in their footsteps. Let's give a well-deserved round of applause to the 2025 Promise South Salt Lake Partner of the Year, Mark and Kathy Miller.
We had 19 students participate in that event, and it was amazing. I attended the graduation, and the confidence that these kids had that they didn't have when they started with was just, it was emotional to watch. All right. It's my honor to announce our community advocate, Shelter the Homeless Executive Committee. How we serve those in our community experiencing homelessness is a challenging and complicated endeavor. Having great partners who understand the intricacies and work with the city toward improved outcomes makes the work much smoother. Shelter the Homeless Executive Director Lori Hopkins and the executive board members Harris Simmons, Josh Romney, and John Lear have proven themselves as genuine partners in finding solutions to end homelessness in our community. Their behind-the-scenes commitment is making sure the voices of the voiceless are heard, navigating the politics surrounding emergency shelter while ensuring the needs of our city is a delicate balance. As a small city of 26,000 residents, we have reached our capacity for additional services to be located here. We are grateful South Salt Lake has an advocate and partner committed to working together towards solutions. Please join me in thanking the Shelter the Homeless Executive Committee for advocating for South Salt Lake.
Just a little bit, I cannot tell you how much it has meant to the executive committee and to the board of Shelter the Homeless to be involved with such a great mayor. You may be one of the smaller cities in Utah, but there is absolutely no doubt you have absolutely the biggest heart. Thank you.
Would like to introduce Kelly Miranda, Director of Promise South Lake, to present our next award.
Good evening. I am here to announce our Promise Innovation Partner, SoFi. The 2025 Promise Innovation Partner, SoFi Bank, has demonstrated unwavering support for South Salt Lake in overcoming barriers to affordable housing, digital navigation, workforce development, and small business success. Their continued commitment also strengthens the opportunities provided at the Promise South Salt Lake Community Opportunity Center, benefiting the community here in South Salt Lake. Since 2021, SoFi has been an exceptional partner, playing a pivotal role in the creation of the Promise South Salt Lake Co-op and helping expand its range of services. These include adult computer and tech navigation classes, literacy programs, and housing navigation services for low to moderate income individuals and families. What sets SoFi apart is, as an innovative partner, is their support and guidance provided by their CRA team. Their genuine passion for South Salt Lake is evident in their efforts to connect the city with organizations, nonprofits, and agencies throughout the Intermountain West, continually seeking new opportunities to enhance services and make lasting impact in the community.
Our annual Volunteer of the Year Award has a new name this year, and that's because of our partnership with Just Serve. We are honored to be designated as a Just Serve city, and this year's Just Serve Volunteer of the Year award goes to Cole Martin. Since October 2023, Cole has been a volunteer mentor at the Best Buy Teen Tech Center. He built the center's music program from the ground up, creating a welcoming environment where all teens feel free to participate, create, and be themselves. Cole has an innate ability to draw out the most reserved teens out of their shell with music, and he is a trusted adult mentor in the lives of many students. The program is so popular that interest and participation now exceed the physical capacity of the space. Let's make some noise for Cole Martin for his dedication to the Best Buy Teen Tech Center and the many youth participants he teaches. Now I'd like to introduce Bonnie Owens with Promise South Salt Lake, who will be presenting our next award.
Thanks, right at you. Okay. Thank you. My name is Bonnie. I am the chair of the Social Impact Council in Promise. Our next award celebrates an individual whose dedication and compassion have made a significant impact on our community. The Social Impact Partner of the Year is Michaela Alifua. Michaela serves as the Promise Pathways Coordinator at the Best Buy Teen Tech Center, passionately working with youth to help them navigate career and education pathways after high school. She plays a pivotal role in advancing the 100% graduation initiative at Cottonwood High, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to educational success. She established the Native Student Club, providing Native American students with a space to feel seen, supported, and empowered, addressing their unique challenges and promoting graduation. Her leadership and passion have strengthened our community, making it a better place for our youth. We're incredibly fortunate to have her advocating for our youth, and we appreciate her commitment to making a difference. Let's give a round of applause for the 2025 Social Impact Champion of the Year, Michaela Alifua.
South Salt Lake is fortunate to have so many delicious, locally owned restaurants of all culinary and cultural varieties. This year's best lunch spot is a mix of several worldly flavors, and lucky for me, it's within walking distance of City Hall, or maybe not lucky for me. The best lunch spot of the year goes to Square Kitchen Eatery. Anna Aldermoros opened Square Kitchen Eatery in South Salt Lake last year, creating a vibrant hub for culinary entrepreneurs and food lovers alike. For those who know the Square Kitchen Incubator concept, this is the next step, providing emerging chefs the opportunity to work in a kitchen together. Drunken Kitchen was one of the initial restaurants to participate, and we are excited to see their recent transition to a full-service restaurant now located inside Grid City Beer Works. If you haven't visited them yet on State Street, stop by Square Kitchen Eatery for lunch or dinner soon to taste the flavors of Comfort Bowl, Argentina's best empanadas, and Hispaniola Bistro. Let's give a shout out to the 2025 Best Lunch Spot, Square Kitchen Eatery. All right, we're getting towards the end. Up next is our community champion, Kim Welch with the Granite Library. She goes out of her way to attend city council meetings to update the public on activities happening at the library. As the Salt Lake County Granite Branch Manager, Kim goes to great lengths to foster community and strengthen relationships within the city. She makes sure that the library is not simply a place to borrow books, it is a hub of the entire community, a place to gather, a place to share resources and information, and a place to learn and grow. She encourages her own staff to make inroads through other city groups, including South Salt Lake Arts Council and the city-led Gangs and Substance Misuse Prevention Committee. And as a Granite High Lady Farmer for life, I love that Kim helps curate a display case of old Granite High memorabilia in the library to keep the connection alive. Our city's Granite alumni will always remember the corner of 3300 South and 500 East as one of educational and community memories. Go Farmers. We are lucky to have, we always thought we were cooler than, because there was always Jordan beet diggers, and we were like, well, at least we're farmers, and so we're just not beet diggers, we're farmers. The things you have to do to be cool when you're younger. We're lucky to have a partner and community champion in Kim Welch, and we always look forward to seeing her at our city council meetings. In case you didn't know, South Salt Lake is kind of known for our awesome murals. These public artworks are large as life and require effort to install. This year's best local art advocate is Sunbelt Rentals for helping our mural artists reach high and paint big. There's a tremendous amount of planning, coordinating, and special equipment needed to create all of our murals, and Sunbelt Rentals has played an important role in the process. Sunbelt became our honorary Mural Fest equipment coordinator last year. They provided $10,000 worth of in-kind equipment rental and helped figure out which lift would work best at each wall. In particular, we'd like to give thanks to Aaron Barudin and Rob Neese for their support. On behalf of thousands of people who enjoy our South Salt Lake murals, thank you Sunbelt Rentals for helping bring Mural Fest to life. We look forward to working with you again this year. On the topic of murals, join us on May 10th for Mural Fest 2025. For all of those asking why we didn't paint the front of City Hall, here is a sneak peek of what is on the way. This year's community builder is Tree Utah, a nonprofit who has grown to great heights to support our urban forestry efforts. Here in South Salt Lake, we understand that a healthy, robust urban forest is an essential public asset. Greenery promotes public health and increases the quality of our life for our residents. Tree Utah has gone above and beyond in assisting the city's mission of increasing our urban canopy and expanding green spaces for all. They have supported tree plantings in our parks and natural spaces for over 5 years, including almost 100 trees planted in Fitz Park alone. Their support of our city's green space extends beyond public areas, supporting our Plant a Tree for Free program that allows homeowners to obtain free trees for their yards. Tonight, we honor Tree Utah and Executive Director Amy May for being generous with their time, advice, and trees. Next is someone I have had the honor of working with for many years on behalf of the city. She is a dedicated citizen who represents District 3 on our city council and has been serving her constituents since 2014. She was also my oldest boy's second grade teacher, and that's how we met. I said, hey, have you ever thought about running for city council? You should. Sorry. Charlotte Bynum is this year's council champion. Charlotte attends every council meeting and as chair, she presides over challenging discussions with dignity, grace, and fairness. She leads with honesty and is sincere in all her actions. Charlotte's day job is with Granite School District, and as an educator and administrator, the needs of our youth and families are always at the forefront of all she strives to accomplish. She is passionate about the arts, a staunch supporter of Promise South Salt Lake, and the first to tell you the best events to attend are right here in South Salt Lake. Charlotte's poise at the dais, care for youth, and enthusiasm for their success in the community keep our city on the move. We're grateful for her dedication and service. Congratulations and thank you to Charlotte Bynum, our 2025 council champion. We had the last one, but this one means a lot to me personally. As mayor, it can be challenging to select the employee of the year. This year, one stood out with her personality, skill, and talents. Let me introduce you to Abby Sherlock. Abby started with the city in 2021 as the neighborhood's ambassador. She was the first point of contact for anyone calling into the city or visiting the mayor's office. Despite Abby's former career working at a morgue, she has an incredibly charismatic personality with innate interpersonal skills. These talents led to her move to the city's HR department. As our HR specialist, she helps onboard all new employees, which helps her build relationships with all staff from the start. Another amazing skill of Abby's is her flair for creativity. She and her husband, Adam, are truly some of the most creative and artistic people I know. For those of you who have visited Spooky City Hall on Halloween, if you walk through the mayor's suite, you've seen Abby's creations in real life. When tasked with a project, Abby is always ready to take charge. For example, much of tonight's decorations. So just because you didn't come to Spooky City Hall, all of this is from Abby, even down to the little City of Kindness yard sign that's on your cupcake if you haven't eaten it yet. She thinks of everything. She's always ready to take charge and offer up all the creativity that she has. So the invitation, the centerpiece on your table, all of this that you see tonight is from Abby. And Abby suffered a very personal loss this last week in losing her father, and she still used this work to help her through her grief. So Abby, you're amazing. Thank you for being the Employee of the Year. It's time we brought this 2025 State of the City to a close. But first, a selfless plug to connect with your city and community. Take home, I made this so easy for myself, and then I didn't. Take home the event guide on your table and join us this year at our city events. Meet a new neighbor and coordinate a block party for the neighborhood. By the way, we provide grants to hold a block party for your neighborhood. It's kind of cool. By the way, let's see the backside of your event guide on how to connect with us and get involved. Now, I warned, there's like so many amazing people that helped me put this event on, and last year, when I asked them to stand, nobody stood. And so I threatened everybody and when our practice run through, if you don't stand up, we're gonna sit here all night. So I'm gonna ask my team that helped pull off this event to please stand. Please stand. We're gonna be here all night. Thank you. They are amazing, and I am honored to be able to work with them. On a final note, Mr. Rogers said, imagine what our real neighborhoods would be like if each of us offered, as a matter of course, just one kind word to another. And on that note, I leave you with one last challenge. Please take home a sign, one kind act a day yard sign to show your support and perform a small act of kindness this week. Let's start a ripple of kindness that grows into a tsunami, because South Salt Lake is a city of kindness and we want people to know. We want people to know it. Thank you and good night.
You can remain standing. You definitely can remain standing. We're ready to go, but I just wanted to give one final thanks to Mayor. Mayor, thank you for caring about this great city. You truly, it shows by you and your staff just how great, how much love you have for us, and it truly makes this city a great place to live and work and play. So thank you, Mayor. One last big hand for Mayor and all the recipients of the awards today and her staff. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time tonight.